Hey guys, welcome back to Tarsha Homestead. Here I am getting the smoker ready to work my bees a little bit. Before this video started, I had noticed that there was some bearding and some more than usual activity going on the beehive. And because I had already lost a couple of beehives to winter, I wanted to be really confident that I wasn't going to lose half of this colony to a swarm. So I decided to go ahead and get out here and do an inspection today. And so I was getting the smoker ready and getting prepped to do the inspection. Of course, in doing this video, I had not completely connected my microphone receiver to the phone, and so it has no audio at all. So I'm doing a little bit of a voiceover just so that you guys know what I'm doing. Here you can see just a little bit of the activity going on around the hive, and you can see that the insulation wrap is still on there from the winter. So I take the opportunity now to just let the bees know I'm here with a little bit of smoke, and then start removing the insulation wrap so that I can get into the hive and start doing an inspection. As soon as I got the lid off, I could see that there were so many bees that they were bearding underneath the cover. So I decided to give them just a little bit more smoke to try to coerce them into going down into the hive body. But that didn't entirely work, so I kind of just tapped it on the side there. I bring in the camera a little bit closer and remove the candy board where I see a boatload of bees. At about this point, they're starting to get a little bit grumpy with me, so I am periodically smoking just to keep them in line. Here, I'll stop with a fast motion and do a real-time video just so you can see just how many bees were crawling out from in between the frames here. This is a drone bee, and it's really cool. They don't have a stinger. They're really, really large in comparison to the other bees. In fact, when you're looking at a frame and you've got a drone on there, it's really easy to mistake the drone for a queen because they stick out big time. And so when that one crawled on my hand, I just took the opportunity to bring it closer to the camera so you could see one up close. Here I am just kind of explaining to a microphone that's not working about what I'm attempting to do here. And ultimately what I want to do is I want to pull out enough of the frames that I can be confident that there's not any swarm cells in there. Swarm cells indicate that the bees are already preparing to swarm. So if I had found any swarm cells, I would have to do what I would call like an emergency split, some way to try to make the hive think that they had already swarmed. The absence of any swarm cells would tell me that it was just a very active hive and that it would be time to go ahead and put a honey super on and give them something to do. Now you can watch as I just go frame by frame, kind of checking things out, looking for those swarm cells. And I'm going to be quiet now so you can just watch me do a little bit of work here. I find it really interesting to just kind of watch this video in high speed and see all the bees moving on there and try to identify the different parts of the honey frames inside. After inspecting the entirety of the top deep body, it's time to go down to the bottom deep body, and you can see there are just a ton of bees in here. I pulled off that little Swiffer sheet. That was something I learned from my mentor, Marty, to stick a Swiffer sheet in the corner of one of these hives, and it helps to collect small hive beetles. It must be working because I did not see one small hive beetle in this colony. Doesn't mean that I won't get some, but that's a good start to the year. Man, look at all of those bees. This is a really healthy hive, and I'm really happy to see that this colony is doing so well, especially after losing 3 of our colonies to winter and to mites. Having one that's busting like this one is just awesome feeling. Also, at this point, I've not found any swarm cells, so I'm feeling pretty good about the status of this colony. And I might just pull a couple more frames just to see if I see the queen. Spoiler alert, I never see the queen. So at this point, I've decided that, it's just time to go ahead and put everything back together and get a honey super put on top, because this hive does not appear to be at risk of swarming. And on goes the queen excluder, followed by the honey super. And next up, I make a mistake and I put the sugar board back on. That reminds me, I have yet to go take it off, so I need to go out there and get that sugar board taken back off. You don't want a sugar board on when you got the honey supers on, because you don't want them just converting plain old sugar into honey. That's not anything special. You want them to be going out and getting pollen and nectar. And so I'll get that taken off of there. But you can see that they're all happy, busy, and it's just a very active colony. So I am quite happy with the results of this inspection. Thanks for checking us out at Tarsha Homestead, and we hope you'll like and subscribe and come and check out more videos next time. Thanks.